With the announcement of its return, I would like to share my thoughts about the beginning after the end. A manhwa created by Turtle Me. This series is important to me and I hold it into hard regard for the reason that it is one of the first series that introduced me to the world of manhwa. To the people that does not know or doesn't have any idea about this manhwa, I'll give you the rundown of the plot. This is about a king and his name is Gray. And he died. This is not a spoiler. This is what happened in the start of the show. Please calm down, okay? Please calm down. Please don't report me. Don't don't please keep watching the video, okay? The cause for his death is unknown too. He even said it himself. Many people want him to die because he is a king. So this is like the first introduction of the character, and he died and woke up into unfamiliar place. He did not know that he is in a different world. But one thing that became clear, and that is the former king is now a baby, and he does not know where he is, and he even speculated that he is in the past. Now, with those kind of plot progression, it may sound as generic isekai show, but the journey of the cast, whether minor or main characters, somehow keeps you captivated. Or I should just say myself because I'm captivated to it and intrigued by reading it. I myself have to be honest with you. While writing this script, I reread it again and forgot that I was writing a script for a video and only noticed it into 20th chapter, I think. Because I'm looking at the clock and wondering what time is it, right? So maybe I'm biased, right? Because I'm not reviewing a show if it's not good, but you know, because I'm not trying to share it into to the other people, to you, if it's not good, right? But hold on, I'll tell you why is it good or why it's so good in my opinion. Okay, first of all, the progression of the world building of the characters um, and their introduction to their motives is well paced. For example, the parents of the main character, by the way, his name now into this world is Arthur Lewin. We get the first impression that they are common types of parent, where they are caring, sometimes banter, the good old parents. But later on, it was revealed, which is not a spoiler, that they both use magic. The father used magic and the mother used magic, right? Now, what is the use of that? That is a good world building and introducing the power system of the characters, where he discovers that the world that he is living now might be slow to the progress when it comes to their technology, but found out that they rely on the magic for that issues. We see Arthur as an infant who could barely walk and only crawl. He did not have the knowledge about the magic system right away. He had to read it. Though, let's get real here, okay? It's not hardcore toddler edition. He literally just read them in a book. But we can actually have this kind of discussion where he did not have any system in mind where, oh, I understand everything. He needed to learn that. Also, by acquiring his magic, he needed to start in scraps just to awaken it. Other point, without spoiling the story, when Arthur acquire or learn a new way of fighting, it has a caveat or a drawback. He cannot sweep through the enemies just by having that power. Or even if he has the ability, uh, let's just say to defeat the enemy, it can affect him in the two things possible. The drawback to his powers, For example, maybe he overloaded his powers and it can affect him due to fatigue, and the other one is affecting it to the other people. Let's just say that we have a scenario. Obviously, this is not part of the story, but some kind of people messes with him, and if he kills if he kills those people, it can sometimes backfire to their family, because their family, well, you'll see how they're gonna grow later on. He actually needed to think or choose the opponents that he can fight, right? Next is the other characters. They are not surface level characters and they have personality. The author introduced them and have us, the readers, the time to get to know them. Then a scene with action and drama comes out and it will play out. Now, with those combination, the story touch you with scenes with life and death situation. The art for me is wonderful to look at, by the way, and this is so good because the atmosphere of the story somehow tells you like a kind of an old um fantasy story. It's so good. It's just very nice to look at. The art is really amazing. The fight obviously is so good to look at. I think the artist for the I think the earlier seasons, because I'm not really catch up to the later on seasons on the manhwa, because I haven't got any time to read them. But looking to the first or earlier seasons of the manhwa, I actually really think it's so good, right? Um, I never felt like reading and then forgot that I was going to have a lunch and dinner, because when I read it, it was before lunch and forgot that I needed to take dinner. And when I take that, I thought to myself, wow, I skipped my lunch and only taking my lunch into my dinner. That's how amazing it is. That's how good it is, right? Now, it's just for example, for the art, I think this is me spoiling it, but let's just give you a spice, right? There was a scene where the character is in the place that he did not know, or I'm not gonna say what type of place is that, and he met another character, and the place looks so good. It's just amazing, right? I'm not trying to say that this is like a goat in when it comes to art, but I'm trying to say is that it's just amazing. The atmosphere of the story, scene by scene, actually captivates you. It just you can self insert to the place where like, oh wow, the characters is talking. Oh wow, this is amazing. The environment seems to be like taking me in, right? Now, what is the catch? What is the point of me telling you this? Okay, if you're looking for a story that gives you a world that you can explore by consuming it through reading the manhwa, I highly recommend it to you. The show and the journey of the main character is really awesome. Another tip, right, is that it also have a light novel. If you're not really a fan of manhwa, it has a light novel, which obviously much more advanced the manhwa version, and this is really really good, right? Because that's the part that I'm not really 100% catch up, but I see where it did go because I try to spoil myself. I went to kind of this picking what's happening, whether my main character is still alive, and then look at it, it's just like it's amazing, right? The author is actually talented when it comes to visualizing through words. You can actually visualize what is happening, and I really like that. I consider myself that I buy that, right? So, and another tip for you before I end this video, the reason for you to read this is that the the beginning after the end is returning with its new season. It's been announced, I think, a bit not really recently. Its new season. I highly recommend catching up. Although if you're not aware of its existence, you can actually read it. It's really easy to read because the format when it comes to reading manhwa is really fast. Even if you're trying to skip it or trying to read every dialogue. It's just amazing. It's been really, really good. I think this is obviously, again, this is bias, but if we were trying to tip the scale and I'm trying to give you an advice, should you read the beginning after the end? Give it a try. At least like 5 chapters, and and if it's not for you, it's not for you. If you're a fan, if you're a fan or not, it's fine. But this is an amazing story, and it's a, I think, a fresh fresh take on the genre where the journey somehow slow, but it makes sense, and when it goes to the climax, it's just so good. Thank you everyone for watching the video. If you have any comment to the video, whether it's good or bad, kindly put down that below in the comment section. And thank you, and see you to the next one.